Hello everyone and welcome to this video where I'll show you SkyMate's AI Copilot in action. Today we're flying from Barstow Daggett to Ramona, both in California. And this is actually a great example of what SkyMate does. I didn't even know about these two airports before using the AI scheduler. So I'm discovering new places to fly. Okay. So for this mission, we are transporting seeds, irrigation parts and feed additives with a total of 157 pounds over a distance of 109 nautical miles with an estimated flight time of about 1 hour and 9 minutes. Now, that estimate is based on the Cessna, but I'll be flying the Piper R-Star 600, so we should get there a little bit faster. You can also see the payment and XP reward for completing this flight. Alright, let's jump into the simulator and get started. Alright, we are now inside the aircraft. Let's set the parking brake and get everything ready before we open SkyMate and start the flight. I'll go ahead and click Start Flight. This will take just a couple of seconds while the AI engine does its magic and spins things up.
Ground crew is loading the aircraft now.
Now I'm going to switch the voice to a female option. Let's go with Jessica.
Captain, SkyMate is online. Checklists are standing by, and I am ready to go when you are.
You can already hear the AI Copilot initializing. Let's give it a moment while it finishes loading the flight context. There's also some background loading audio here, which adds a nice little layer of immersion.
Welcome to Barstow Daggett, Captain Dave. Today's mission involves 157 pounds of cargo. Barstow Daggett is turning out seed stock, irrigation parts, and feed additives for the next farm cycle for delivery into Ramona. The customer wants it in hand before the next local turn starts. We'll be flying through mixed terrain, with urban corridors giving way to agricultural valleys and foothills.
And there it is, our pre-departure briefing from the AI Copilot. You can also access it directly in the SkyMate app, but I prefer to use audio only, up to you. So let's continue prepping up our aircraft.
For departure from Barstow Daggett, I would favor runway 04 with the current wind 30 at 1 knots unless ATC. Assign something different.
This is where things get really interesting. SkyMate is pulling the weather data from the simulator and using it to suggest the most suitable runway for departure. Okay, so with that said, I'll finish up the aircraft startup and I'll see you right before takeoff.
Departure confirmed from Barstow Daggett. Climbing through 1,922 feet on heading 37, let's stay tidy and focused in the initial climb.
Alright, here you can see that the SkyMate Copilot has successfully detected our departure, which means the flight is now being tracked in real time. Now, you might notice a slight delay in the voice responses. That's completely normal. Since the AI is running locally, performance can vary depending on your system, especially while the simulator is under heavy load. In most cases, it remains very responsive, but this is something to keep in mind depending on your setup. Let's get underway and start heading toward our destination. What is the current weather?
Clear, winds 351 at 4 knots. Temperature 27 degrees Celsius. Altimeter 29.95 inches of mercury, 1014 hectopascals.
So here, I just used my push-to-talk button to ask for the weather. As you can see, the application understood the request correctly and provided the current weather directly from the simulator. Now, if your audio isn't clear, the AI will let you know that it couldn't understand the request. So it's best to keep your commands short and simple. You can also follow the prompts within the application. They'll guide you on how to interact with the voice system more effectively. What's the distance to my destination?
About 99 nautical miles to Ramona.
Now you can see that asking for the distance to your destination also returns accurate information. Now, instead of using voice, let's use the in-app prompts to request the nearest airport.
Nearest airport is ORD Mountain, about 1 nautical miles away.
So now you know where the nearest airport is, just in case you want to trigger an emergency.
We're cruising toward Ramona at 65 nautical miles to go with 50% fuel. The operation is on track. The field supplies are in the cargo hold for the rural supply run. The planting window is just around the corner, so we must move quickly.
As you reach mid-flight, your SkyMate Copilot will check in with an update on your flight. As you get closer to your destination, your Copilot will start calling out key information for your approach.
Approach setup for Ramona, you are about 20 nautical miles out. If tower does not assign one. Runway 09 looks most favorable from winds 30 at 1 knots. Pattern altitude is about 2,395 feet mean sea level.
As you get even closer to the airport, your Copilot will guide you on whether to fly a left or right traffic pattern, and will also suggest an appropriate pattern altitude. Keep in mind that this feature is currently more accurate within the United States than in other regions.
Pattern call for Ramona, you are about 10 nautical miles out. Plan to join a left downwind for runway 09 at 2,390. 5 feet mean sea level, ideally on a 45-degree entry to downwind unless ATC or the chart requires something different.
Alright, I'll go with the left traffic pattern. I'll catch you after landing.
Nice smooth landing at Ramona, about 161 feet per minute. Let's keep it tidy, clear the runway, and taxi to parking.
On touchdown, your Copilot will assess your landing, letting you know whether it was smooth, normal, or hard.
We are parked at Ramona with the engines shut down. This flight looks ready to be logged whenever you are. Ground crew is on station. We can secure the aircraft.
As we approach our parking position, just keep in mind, once the aircraft is parked, you'll need to shut down the engines and set the parking brake. These are the two conditions required to complete the flight. Once your Copilot confirms completion, you can head back to the application and click Finalize and log flight. You can also choose to keep the flight open if you don't want to log it. For example, if something didn't go as planned and you'd rather repeat the flight, you can simply leave it open, and then click on End Flight to the top right of the screen, or just close the application. And as you can see, once you complete the flight, the application provides a full summary of your performance, including your rewards and your progress.
Mission complete, Captain Dave. A smooth landing at KRNM. Thanks for the 157 pounds of cargo, we made it. We are parked at Ramona with the engines shut down. This flight looks ready to be logged whenever you are.
And finally, once you close the flight summary, Your Copilot will also give you some final remarks about the flight, adding a nice touch to the overall experience. You'll also see your entire dashboard updated, your experience, total flights, balance, and overall progress. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this video and I hope you enjoy flying with the SkyMate. See you in the skies.